Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. I'm here today with Joseph Kopser, the creator of the Going My Way app. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Scarlett, for having me.
So if you could start off by telling us a little bit about what this app is and what it does for the user.
Well, the app was designed really out of what I saw as a common sense approach to a solution that plagues all of us. It is a transportation app that allows you to find a ride that's going your way from a point of origin to a point of destination. And while that sounds pretty simple, and there are plenty of apps to help you find the next bus schedule, or apps like Uber or Taxi Magic to help you find a taxi cab, there's been no ride, or in fact you could even go on Facebook and try to find friends that are going your way, but there's yet to be an app ever created that combines all forms of transportation into one place that allows a user to be able to pinpoint through Google Maps where they are, where they're going, and then get opened up to all the available rides. But it's not just all the available rides, but more importantly, because of the algorithm and the way we designed it, it only shows you the rides that match your profile based on your time constraints, your cost constraints, and your peace of mind. Say you only want to ride with friends or with legitimate taxi cab companies, or most importantly, whatever flexibility you have. Some people are willing to walk 1,000 feet to catch a bus, or some people wearing high heels and they got to have the ride pick them up right there. And it's done in real time. It's multimodal. It's buses and taxi cabs and friends, and it's also social network based, so you have your friends and friends of friends, whether it be Facebook or LinkedIn. And then most importantly, there's no cost. It's complimentary, and no money is being exchanged between riders and drivers through my application.
Oh, okay. So how do you use the app? Do you type it in, or?
Well, it's pretty simple. In fact, I can show you right now. The way the app works is this is the home screen here when you're going out, and there's a couple of buttons down at the bottom. The first screen is your home screen. It has your profile. It shows who you are. Then it says whether or not you're looking for a ride, whether you're offering a ride, or we even have a button here for yellow pages, because sometimes you don't know where you want to go exactly. You just want to find it. But let's just say that I tap on I'm looking for a ride. I can either hitch a ride with a friend or a bus or a taxi cab, or search rides that are nearby that I happen to not know about. So in this particular case, I already have multiple rides lined up, whether it be to school, to work, to the library, places that I go routinely, or I could tap on it and offer a ride. So I could offer a ride to a location, or you could search for nearby rides. But in this particular case, I'm going to give you an example of how we would go looking for a ride. So then you have the multiple screens that are out, but right now for today, I want to go to a new spot, and through GPS navigation, it centers in on where we are right here in the studios today. But say I want to go down Guadalupe down to about 17th Street, I just tap on the map, and then the pen drops and it puts where I am. I'll hit accept, and then all I have to do is just label the name of the ride, confirm the number of seats I have, and the departure time. Let's say we'll leave in a half an hour after this interview is over, around 4 o'clock. And then adjust whether or not I want to catch a ride within, say, 500 feet of where we are, or just slide it down. I'll leave in 30 minutes or an hour, depending on your flexibility, the cost I'm willing to pay, or maybe no cost at all. And then I just hit submit, and what happens is this ride then goes down into the server, and once it's in the server, it performs the matchmaking capability, and it shows you perhaps a bus that's nearby, a taxi that's nearby. It could be electric cab, it could be a pedicab, or it could be a friend heading your way. It's any ride that's available. Because right now, for instance, at the University of Texas, there's 52,000 college students, but there's only 17,000 parking spots. And every day, every student, whether they have a car or not, if they're looking for a parking spot, a lot of problems could be solved by actually having a place where they could go to find the next thing going their way.
Oh, okay, that sounds really useful.
Well, thanks.
What inspired you to create the app? Was it like personal experience?
What inspired me was my time living in Northern Virginia, working in Washington, D.C. I mean, if Austin thinks it has traffic problems, you should move to Washington, D.C. They have tremendous problems with interstates, but yet they have a great metro system, they have great buses, and they have a lot of people all going to the same location, which is primarily downtown in Washington, D.C. And I would often take the bus, and while I was standing there, I realized just by looking at the stickers on the car of the different parking lots in downtown Washington, D.C., there were people passing me going downtown, but yet if I work with them, I wouldn't know that they're going that way unless I was their friend or if I called ahead. So this allows you to see friends that are in the network, colleagues that you might work with that are going downtown, or say I didn't want to ride with a friend, I just wanted the peace and quiet of going on a bus, and I could find the next bus, or if I really had to be there at that time, I could call a cab through this and it would get me down. But the point is, it brings every available seat into one spot. And that's what really inspired me, was that previous to now, there's really good apps for buses, really good apps for taxis, and there's lots of really good apps in those particular industries, but nobody had ever made one place where they all come together, kind of like the Craigslist, if you will, of transportation.
Yeah. What made you choose Austin? What made you, like, instead of DC or that area?
Well, Austin happened to be a lucky coincidence. I moved down here last summer, and when I saw the opportunities and the ecosystem that exists here in Austin, this entrepreneurial spirit, that's when I decided to really kick it into high gear. And rather than go slowly through this process, I really made a real effort to seek out the mentors, to seek out the opportunities that are here. Folks like Bob Metcalf, a professor of innovation right here on campus, and what he's trying to do with an entrepreneurial spirit, they're inspiring. In the Austin Technology Incubator and what they do, we're a member company of the on-campus university version of ATI, and they provide resources and office space and the all-around support that a young company needs. And we went from being one person last summer, just me alone, and now we're up over to 20 people in various stages of our board of advisors, our co-founders, our developers, which we have 5 or 6, as well as interns from the Cone School of Business that are all working together trying to find a way to make this app as successful as it can be.
Okay, so this is providing opportunities for UT students too.
Oh yeah, so it's not only directly for UT students that are paid interns working on the project, but ultimately, of course, the goal is to help all UT students find a ride. In fact, when I approached the Office of UT Parking and Transportation, they were very excited to be able to find ways to make me successful, because they have the same interest in mind, which is to get UT students safely around town and back and forth from 6th Street each evening, to use the systems that already are in place, whether it be the night owl bus or the 40 acres bus, or systems that are already in place. This application helps people see it that perhaps don't know about it.
Okay. And when will this app be available?
Well, it's available right now to our testing team and to our Going My Way company as well. But we're still in beta testing in participation or anticipation of South by Southwest for next week.
Okay.
On 11 March, I was selected among only 15 companies to give a presentation at the Hatch startup competition. That'll be on Sunday. And during that presentation, we hope to not only place well in the competition, but we also hope to actually make our public unveiling. But it'll be a slow process, because there's a lot of things that have to be added to the application. Because first we have to demonstrate that people, especially here in Austin, are of a like mind to be able to use an app like this to get where they're going.
Okay, and this is a complimentary app?
Yes, there's no cost for students. There's no cost for anyone that uses it right now. But again, it's not just for students. In fact, there's 8.5 million elderly above the age of 65 that don't have ready access to transportation, whether it be every day, or whether it be disabled people that can't get through the first mile or the last mile of their movements to catch buses to go to their appointments. There's 17.1 million kids that play soccer and baseball, and all those soccer moms that line up minivans. There's all kinds of ways people could ride share and commute together, but they're not necessarily thinking about it. Plus, there's 119 million daily commuters in the major cities around the United States, and ultimately 112 million people drive their car every year having had too much to drink, resulting in 11,000 deaths. So the focus right now is on UT Austin students, but the goal of the company is much larger than even just UT Austin and the whole country. But just like they say, the motto here at the university is, what starts here changes the world. We're pretty excited and optimistic about this app.
So you think it'll spread out to other
Well, that's the goal.
cities?
If it doesn't spread out, then we at least have a good idea, but it's a matter of taking it from a good idea to execution, and we are very optimistic about what we can do here in Austin with the support of the university and the ATI.
Well, that sounds really exciting. I hope to be using that sometime in the future.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you, Scarlett. Appreciate it.
And we'll be right back with Good Morning Texas.